A little over 70 years ago, this was one of the places of humankind's worst chapters. Over 1.2 million Jews were sent here to be exterminated at the hands of the Nazis. Today, more than 200 children from across the southwest are here to learn the lessons from Auschwitz. From suitcases labelled but never to be collected, piles of shoes and countless belongings owned by just a small number of those massacred here, youngsters from across the southwest were able to see firsthand the most revered Nazi death camp and discover the people and stories of those who were brought here to suffer, be separated from loved ones, dehumanised and ultimately murdered. It's a chilling lesson which organisers, the Holocaust Educational Trust, say cannot be done justice to in the classrooms back in Britain.
Well, Lessons from Auschwitz is a course that we've been running since 1999, and it's based on the idea really that experiencing a site associated with the Holocaust firsthand has an impact which is different, in some ways possibly more powerful than simply learning about it in school, reading about it. Obviously that's important, but I think for almost everybody who comes here, seeing the site for itself leaves an indelible impression on them, so it's something that they will never forget.
What are the main points you want the youngsters who've come here today to take back to the UK with them?
I think first and foremost to remember what happened, to remember the victims and to reflect upon their lives and their experiences. And hopefully also students will in turn think about the contemporary relevance of the Holocaust, but we very much do not be prescriptive about what that might be.
So after our tour of the museum this morning, we've now come to Birkenau. It's one of the iconic images of the horrors of the Holocaust. It's estimated between 1.1 and 1.3 million died through exhaustion, starvation or disease. For some who were never selected for forced labour, their fates were sealed here within the gas chambers, destroyed as the Red Army approached in 1944 as the Nazis sought to hide the evidence of their atrocities.
This is an opportunity to realise or to experience something so stark and so different to what we possibly would have ever thought of in life. So the idea is that if we have a chance to offer students or anyone to see this type of existence, what happened, what history enabled to happen at this point where society decided that another element of society did not warrant not just life, but even acceptance within that society, to be reduced to a sense of vermin, to be dehumanized completely. To be able to sense that and experience that is such a shocking contrast to what regular society should feel like. The idea is that, coupled with the hope that Orthodox Judaism brought to so many people, that even if you just deconstruct everything you have experienced, if you have that inner hope, the inner faith and the inner prayer, that would help you move past this. If they can experience some of that, then maybe in life in general, when hit with the most challenging things that they may come across in life, they'll have a sense that if that was possible here, maybe they have the inner strength to move forward with themselves, their own communities and their own societies.
As the day trip from Devon to Poland came to an end, it gave those here a lot to think about and reflect upon.
Yeah, it's been a powerful experience, quite humbling. Really brought home some of the horrors, but yeah, still.
What are the main lessons you've learned from being here today?
We just sort of puts it in all, because when you're just hearing facts and figures, it doesn't really quite put into perspective. But when you get to see all the shoes and it really puts those numbers into your mind.
Things like this in history should never be repeated, and the fact that the more we learn about it, the less we are going to ever commit such atrocities again. So that's why it's really important that groups like this come to Auschwitz and see things like the shoes and the hair to make it more of a reality rather than just numbers on a page.
Well, I found it quite challenging, especially Auschwitz I, seeing sort of children and everyday lives of people who came here. And actually reflecting on it, it puts it all into perspective that these people weren't just a number, they were actual people who came to these camps and suffered for just because of their beliefs, their religions and their feelings towards other human beings.
I've found it quite haunting, but at the same time I don't think it's quite settled in yet and how it's made me feel. Certain things like the hair room has made me feel a bit, you can definitely feel the atmosphere.
It's always something you should do in life. It's been like a really good experience, like you're always going to remember it for like the rest of my life.
Yeah, and I think doing it with this programme as well, like we've got to have so many opportunities
like,
today that we might
with the
not
guides
have
and
today.
stuff, isn't it? Because they've been really good, and then obviously to finish it off with the candles was the best
Incredible.
way to finish it. Yeah.
As the birds fell silent and darkness fell across the land, candles were lit, with each light representing just one of the millions who perished, not just here at Auschwitz, but across the whole of Nazi Germany. We remember the darkest days of humankind, but a light will be forever lasting in the memory of those who suffered the barbaric and dehumanising treatments seen here all those years ago. We'll leave you with a prayer led by Rabbi Epstein, dedicated to all that was lost during the Holocaust.
El male rachamim shochein bamromim hamatzei menucha nechona al kanafei hashechina במהלות קדושים מותרים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמות אחינו בני ישראל הקדושים והטובים שנפלו מידי הרוצחים ונשפך דמם מאושוויץ, מבלצ'ק, מברגן בלסן, mi Dachau, mi Majdanek, mi Sobibor, mi Treblinka, שנהרגו, ושנשחטו, ושנשרפו, ושנטבעו, ושנחנקו על קידוש השם. בעבור שכל הקהל הקדוש הזה מתפללים ביד הזכרת נשמתם בגן עדן תהי מנוחתם. לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיך לעולמים וצרור בצרור החיים את נשמותם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו על משכבותם בשלום, ונאמר